Well, this is obviously a good day for peace in the Middle East, and therefore is something I think that everyone in any state that favors better relations between Arabs and Israelis is very glad to see. Obviously, it's a good day for Israel and for the UAE. They both get something out of this that they very much want. The UAE shows its value as a strategic partner to both U.S. political parties. Israel gets out of their being stuck over the settlements issue that even President Trump had made it clear he couldn't support. And this gives them a valuable prize, normalization of relations with the UAE. So they come out of this both very much ahead.
Thomas, what about the absence of Saudi Arabia? This is an issue I discussed with the UAE Minister of State for Foreign Affairs last night at the ministry. I asked, look, why has Saudi Arabia not signed on to this deal? This is a critical US strategic partner in the region and the largest economy in the region. Saudi Arabia has led this regional blockade since it began. Where are the Saudis?
Well, the Saudis, if the Saudis came on board with this, and President Trump hinted there would be more deals, but it's really only the Saudi ability to join this kind of a relationship that actually would truly be a game changer in the region. But Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has some significant issues. He's trying to smooth the way for his succession when his father steps down or passes from the scene. And I just don't see him being able to make this kind of a move as quickly as at least some, certainly in the White House, and I think also in Jerusalem, would like to see.
Do you think that's going to limit the ability of other Gulf Arab states getting on board with this new arrangement?
I wouldn't see this necessarily as leading immediately to all other countries climbing on. The United States is going through an election on November 3rd that is really going to do a lot more to shape the politics of the region, because the two candidates have staked out such significantly different positions on Iran, on Saudi human rights issues, and they see things strategically very differently. It's clear as equally that Israel is going to undergo some changes in 2021 as well. So I think what we're going to see is a celebration very briefly of today's accomplishment, but it's really going to be on hold until November 3rd to see whether this really does turn the entire region towards peace.
Which other nations need to get on board with some sort of urgency as well?
Well, a number of them have their own internal reasons for wanting to do this, but at the same time, other countries such as Lebanon are dealing with their own internal challenges. Jordan is having economic difficulties as well. I think what we're going to see, though, is the most fundamental issue, which is, will the Palestinians and the Israelis resume direct negotiations? And that's something that's going to have to wait until I think there are changes in government positions, both in Jerusalem and in Washington, before we see that kind of progress.
You mentioned the US election, of course, on November the 3rd. What does this mean for the Trump administration going into November 3rd, if anything?
I think President Trump will get a very short-term benefit out of this. But let's be realistic. This is not going to immediately bring about a change in Israel's security situation. And the vast majority of American people have already made up their views on President Trump. This is actually not going to change that many people's opinions. Those who support him will continue to support him. Those who support Vice President Biden will continue to support Vice President Biden. So this is not actually going to change very many minds with what we saw today.